Okay, Coach, it is a brisk night in the Midwest as we bring you football from Paul Brown Stadium in the Queen City, Cincinnati, Ohio. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it, this crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Seattle Seahawks and the Cincinnati Bengals. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The former second-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. It's a gain of 13, and the Bengals have a first down. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is there, and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front and linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Go. Go. What? You're out. Quit. It's all gone. Begin. Check. Protein spin. Check hot. Ready.
They'll drop the throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jadeveon Clowney in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes, and just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, the quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
Now Joe Mixon. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down. Well executed there on 2nd down, so do you go back to the air on 3rd?
Well, that's a possibility, but now you've opened up things to where you showed that you would run the ball in a long-distance situation. You might come back again because I doubt they believe you'll do it a 2nd time.
Back to throw. Wide open receiver complete. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. A big play there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Austin Seibert on for the extra point. And he's got it to make it 7-0 Bengals. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. This will be taken very short. And he'll be out of bounds here, a yard shy of the 25 of the 24.
At their own 24-yard line.
Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 24.
You go check. Got it. You got check right there. Check.
Off the play fake. Here's Wilson. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Wilson. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
Check. Go, guys. 4 down.
From the gun, it's Wilson. Oh, he almost picked it. Nearly a turnover there on their opening drive. And that's a throw he'd like to have back. Now 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? Zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And coming up on their second drive of the game, had the touchdown last time out. Now they have the football back. Chance to really seize early momentum.
Feels to me like they had a really excellent week of practice. It all came together, but I'll bet you it got galvanized in the locker room in pregame.
And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Joe Mixon with his 16th touchdown of the year. And the Bengals strike quickly here for 6 points. Here's Seibert now to add the extra point. And this is no good. Missed the PAT, so they fail to connect, and this remains a 13-0 game. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
Good starting field position here for the Seahawks as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. The give to Taylor. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
Now a give right side. It's Taylor. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. Well, you're down early. How do you get back in the game? Maybe establish the run. I think they're trying to do that.
Now, I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offensive coordinator, let's run the football, let's get things settled down a little bit, and find our way back into this game.
And he picks up about 6 as he gets this down to the 41.
All right, Brand, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
14,
and that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
They'll put a check mark in the box where the defense coordinator was saying, how well can we stay with these receivers if we're in man coverage? Because he just did it on that one, forced the incompletion. That allowed him to get bolder with his pass rush, won't it?
Absolutely. Frees up your guys elsewhere. On 3rd down, Taylor. And some strong running. And he's taken down inside the 30. 1st down, Seattle on a pickup of 13. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going, and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards. But also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
They will get 4 yards here on the 1st down run, and that'll make it 2nd and 6. Defensively, Sam Hubbard, the former Buckeye, there to stop him.
At the 24-yard line.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Here's Taylor. He fights forward for a couple with a penalty flag down. And the linemen, they're already walking back. So he was holding from that left tackle position.
Everyone tries to keep their hands inside when they're blocking ever since they liberalized the rules where you can extend them out. But sometimes they get out a little wide, and they get detected grabbing some cloth.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. from the shotgun. Wilson. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle third. He couldn't catch it. Now third down.
Well, it certainly appears that they're going to try and keep getting him the football. It's the third time they've looked in his direction. Unfortunately, haven't completed one yet, but I'm not sure they're going to shy away from him. They feel like they've got something there, and they want to capitalize on it.
I think you're right. We're only in the first quarter, so a lot of opportunities ahead. Seventh play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on third down. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 22. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line.
You see me out here? Clear.
From the red zone now, here's Wilson on first down. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. They'll wind up losing 7 yards on the play. And it'll be a second and long.
280. Zebra.
Now it's Wilson. He'll find Metcalf. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll check on his status when we get back. In danger of squandering their great field position as they come up on a 3rd and 7. Operating from the gun, Wilson. And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete.
It's a great job by this secondary. When I watch them, they remind me of elite defenders on a basketball court, right? They want to contest each and every pass.
Great contest on 3rd down to bring up 4th. Myers' kick is good. And they will indeed get on the board here, but still trailing. It's now 13-3. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces them to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. It's what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
A very good starting field position for the Bengals here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. Now they run with Mixon. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
And that last carry puts him right at 100 yards for the game. So how has he done it? Because he's been patient, followed his blocks, let everything develop, and then burst through for big gains.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. On play action, they'll throw. Dancing to his left. And he's going to keep it here.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
It'll be a nickel look here for the Seahawks on 3rd down. They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the 1st. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains. They'll look to throw now on 1st down. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Jadeveon Clowney, what a season he continues to have, his 15th sack of the campaign. We are in for a good one as we're through one on EA Sports. Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15.
Push him back. Lock it. Safety creep. 25. Check. See it. Kill.
2nd and 15. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 27-yard line.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Give me some. Give me some. Box trap. Check 4. Hard.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. Going for it all. And it'll be intercepted. Able to get there and pick it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, if you go by the numbers, you'll find as the temperature goes down, so does the passing efficiency. And now that we're in December, even the routine throws are going to be harder for the quarterbacks. And this one, it winds up getting picked off.
A big seam, and he might go all the way. 20, 10, and all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. A great play there. An 80-yard touchdown, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. Extra point up and through by Myers. And the lead down to 3 at 13-10. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. This is taken at the 3. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. Of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches. From the gun to give to Mixon. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A Bengal first down on the 16-yard pickup there.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Now Mixon. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, 2nd down.
At the 46-yard line.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10. And the catch made, it's Tyler Boyd. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. Good work after the catch, going to net him 23 and a first. Back to throw now on first down. And his throw is incomplete. His big tight end, Tyler Eifert, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up 2nd down. He shook his head right when he released that throw. He knew it was going to be a little off target.
Yeah, the excitement got him on that one. Wasn't able to control the fact the receiver was open, and it would have been an easy throw.
From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. They go back to the ground now with Mixon. And he'll get a couple here down to the 22. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
Set, ready. 60 Pittsburgh. Let's go.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. They'll set up the screen here to Mixon. And they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to about the 19. Now the screen only good for 3 that time, but it'll bring up a 4th down. Austin Seibert sets up for the field goal try. From the left hash, it's a 36-yard attempt. Seibert able to knock this one through. And that extends their advantage to 6. It's 16-10. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And coming off a one-play drive that was so deflating for the defense, what's their mentality? How do they rally here and stop this offense?
Well, hopefully there's some determination that sets in because they weren't ready to go on the last one. Give all the credit.
And nothing but daylight ahead. The 20. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. A great effort there with his second touchdown here in this first half, as his guys can now take the lead with the extra point. And his kick is good, but flags come in. Looks like we're going to get a roughing call here on the follow-through. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Let's go, let's go, let's go. 60 orange. Ready.
Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down, a very solid gain on that play.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Here we go, D.
2nd and 5. And the catch good. It's Eifert. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 42.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. They'll set up a throw. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 18 yards on that one, and the Bengals are moving. 1st down.
Well, for teams that like to play man coverage, running corner routes can be tough on them because of the ability of getting into it. Sometimes you're squaring it off. Sometimes you're just rounding it. Sometimes there's a fake. Sometimes there's not. That makes it very, very difficult for a DB to stay with it.
Let's go, baby.
Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. They're going to look to throw. He gets this in the hands of Mixon. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
That's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. They'll set up to throw. And this will be incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. Back to throw here. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they didn't completions on first and second down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the first down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. On the left side, it's complete. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. They convert on third with a gain of 22.
First and 10 at the 11-yard line.
On the ready. 50 seconds, right. Ready.
And he's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been under constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is second and long.
57 to Mike. They're not ready for this, man. They're not ready.
Now a fake on the give here as they try to run pass option.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. Ninth play of the drive now on third and a country mile.
57. Mike, 57.
He'll drop to throw. And he's got it. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. So it's first and goal and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break. And they're going to go jet sweep here. This is Ross with it. And he is in. Touchdown, Bengals. John Ross, his 14th touchdown now on the year. And the Bengals are going to jump back in front. And now they'll empty the backfield here as they elect to go for two. They'll look to throw. And it's incomplete, but a flag is down here, so hang on. Let's see what we've got. So erase the flag. They decline it.
And did they use the big eraser, or was that the one at the end of the number 2 pencil?
Well, I was thinking the 2x2-inch ones that you can buy and use in addition to the pencil.
And those last for
A long time.
no doubt.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops. And if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
The run only got a yard. Here's second and 9. They'll keep it on the ground again here. And he'll just keep two hands on the football as he'll be taken down after a short pickup. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. Once again, they'll keep it on the ground. And he's going to be stopped here a few yards short of the first as the tackle is made at the 33. It's a gain of 5, but it'll lead to a 4th down. And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with 4th down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. The Seahawks send out their punter as he'll kick it away for the second time. So we've come to halftime in a 5-point game as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both these offenses have been in fine form. What will the second half bring us as we are underway in quarter 3? So they will accept the penalty and move forward.
Here we go.
So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 44.
Hey, rush in, rush in, rush in. Do. 36.
Now Taylor. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 43-yard line.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Mike, check.
Here's Wilson operating from the gun. And a quick throw here, that's complete. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. Great change up there on the route and got that inside release, made it a successful pitch and catch.
Well, the first thing you want to do is have him thinking that you're going outside, make a move in that direction. Then you really don't run the route against the whole body of the defender. You run against a half of him, and the inside half, and he took it right across his face, got inside, and won that route in a big way.
Alert 3.
On 3rd down, it's Taylor. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. A big play there. With touchdown number 20 on the year. And the Seahawks have once again taken the lead. To throw is Wilson. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. And in the 3rd quarter here, they were trying to push that to a 3-point game, but instead it'll stay at 1.
And I'm a big proponent of not chasing points or going for 2 too early. But in this case, I understand why. You know, if you kick an extra point, you're just up 2, right? So a field goal still puts the other team ahead. So you go for 2 here and protect the field goal lead. They didn't get it done, though.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. 2nd and 9 now. That's complete to John Ross. So he got free of 1 tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Back to throw. Got a man. It's Ross. Complete. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. It's a Bengal first down, a pickup of 11. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
They'll look to throw. Going deep downfield for Ross. A fight for the football, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 14. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, it's a cold night, and whether you're a quarterback that wears a glove on his throwing hand or not, that ball is a rock, Brandon. You've got to really drive it through the cold and the wind, or it can take off on you. And that may have been what happened there.
Look left, look left. Quick, quick. Watch the whip. Alert. Kill.
They'll run on first down. Taylor, and just not a ton of room to work with. He'll get it to the 15 for a gain of 2.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
They go to the ground again with Taylor. He's got a first down past the 30. And finally taken down at the 36-yard line. A gain there of 21 yards.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. So from the 36 now, first and 10. Taylor. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And he'll take this one for about 4 up to the 40.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover.
Gotta go, in and out. Let's go. Time go.
And no pitch there and no chance either as he's brought down behind the line of scrimmage. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that's going to lead to a third down.
Check. No. Let's go double count right here. Double count.
From the gun, it's Wilson. Throwing left side here, and it's complete. It's a gain of 12, first down Seahawks.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you make curl a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
25.
That one caught out wide by Boykin. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. Now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage.
Kill. You got tight right there. Check. 40.
They'll keep it on the ground. It's Taylor. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. Tackle made by Devondre Campbell.
Second and 10 at the Bengals' 24-yard line.
So after the run for no gain, here's second and 10.
Come on now. Check.
Play action. Now Wilson. Rolling to his left. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's third.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
Big play coming up. Here's third and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. Oh, incomplete. Nearly the pick they needed. They would have loved one there, but at least it does get them to fourth down. They got the win last week despite not having any interceptions. Tried to come up with one there, could not. But there's a stat category called PBU, pass breakup. That's important too, and they got one.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it because at least you're there, knocking the ball away. Offense isn't possessing it, making plays downfield. And you just continue to harass the receivers, harass the quarterback, and maybe the big play does occur down the road.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. So they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on second and 10. Back now in Cincinnati. It's the Bengals. They've got the football, but they trail here as we get rolling in quarter number 4.
Ready. Check. 45 to mine. Watch the curl. Ready, go.
Back to throw now on second and 10. Oh, nearly picked. And maybe lucky there. This guy doesn't drop many defensively. Third down.
And now offensively it's third and 10, and I'm just thinking to myself, actors always say, what's my motivation before a big scene? Right now the play caller's thinking, what have I done before that's worked well that I can go to right now?
Yeah, because they were pretty successful in the first half scoring points. Haven't done anything so far here in the second half. Now the Bengals on third down. They have been superb. 5 for 6 to this point. This is third and 10. They'll drop to throw. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. Boy, that's a 5-yard loss. Fourth down now. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. The Bengals try it, but it doesn't work out. And now, goodness, possession's going to go over right at the 10-yard line. On first down, Taylor. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And it'll bring up a second and 13.
Check. 14. He's coming. Double up. He's coming. Double up. Check. Hey, 0.
They'll keep it on the ground. It's Taylor, and he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down. So from second and long, now we go to third and very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance and guessing because you don't have to throw it. You can come back with a strong run game if you want to. And if you're in four-down territory, that really opens things up for you.
That kind of looked like a defense fed up by being gashed in the running game all night.
Yeah, and imagine their coach saying, if you're fed up on that play, where were you the rest of the time? What took you so long? But flip it over to the offensive side. They've been dominating this thing, and to finally have a play go against them, that's not something that's going to make them feel very good this evening.
From a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a one-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
And it's a Cincinnati Bengals touchdown.
One of the most exciting plays in football, a kickoff return for a touchdown. And in all the excitement, let's not lose sight of the fact that now the pressure shifts to that snapper, holder, and kicker. This extra point is really important.
Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And we are tied here in the fourth quarter. So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this fourth quarter. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. They'll run on 1st down. Taylor, give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Check 24. Check. Show it up.
They'll keep it on the ground. It's Taylor pushing forward for 3 up to the 48.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. On 3rd down, it's Taylor. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. That one good for 14 and a Seahawk 1st.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old-school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. Well, we had a number of good games in the afternoon sessions, but this Sunday nighter might top them all. So we come up here on 1st and 10. Now a give, right side. Taylor. There he goes, right side. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. A great play there. His 21st touchdown of the season. And they are able to break the tie and move out in front here in this 4th quarter. Myers connects on the PAT. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. This is taken at the 3. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned it to 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Back to throw. Wide open receiver complete. Past the 20. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. A big play there, with touchdown number 3 in the game and 6 on the year, as they can now tie the game with the extra point here in the final 2 minutes. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And, partner, we've got a tie game here in the 4th. Set to go now with the kickoff. These two teams all even again as we continue in this wild 4th quarter. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And the decision to bring it out, and a good one, as he's up a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They've got work to do, but they do still have a bit of time here.
And they've got to feel comfortable with that, but they have all their play sequences called. If they get out of bounds, that allows them to huddle and call another play, but if they don't, it's hurry up to the line of scrimmage and either spike it and stop the clock or continue to move it downfield in order to try and get in range and win this game.
See if they can do just that. They'll keep it on the ground. Taylor. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in the 4th. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll run with Taylor. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. On 1st down, it's Taylor. And he takes us just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. That one 28 yards on the ground. Probably had 60,000 thinking pass right there, including us in the booth.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That was a big call, big guts on that one. And guess what? That run, it'll pay dividends.
They'll run on first down. It's Taylor, and he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that one looked pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard, inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
So now then, the penalty's got him set up with a first and goal. Now a give, right side. Taylor, and he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up second and goal.
At this stage, you've got to hustle, got to get back to the line of scrimmage because you're saving that timeout to make sure you have a chance to get your kicker out there for the big shot.
On second down, it's Taylor, and maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. And we are set for a great finish as that timeout comes in with 2 seconds to go in this football game. So now this one will rest on the right foot of Jason Myers, and we will get a timeout with 2 ticks left. So now this one will rest on the right foot of Jason Myers. 2 seconds on the clock. This for the win. And it is good. He splits the uprights on the chip shot. And they'll be celebrating in Pioneer Square tonight. The Seahawks have won the game. Well, a little drama there at the end, but really this thing was already decided. The late points get scored, and then it ends on the kickoff.
And I'm right there with you, partner. At the end of the game, they knew what they had to do. Just make sure you don't cough up the football at the end. Just take care of it, and victory was theirs, and that's exactly what they did.
So for the Seahawks, it's an important win for their playoff hopes as they move to 8-5. And they'll have another road date next week with the New York Giants. Meanwhile, for Cincinnati, they dropped their 7th game on the year. And they'll try to rebound next week as they head to Heinz Field to take on the Steelers. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.